Hello students, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. So student, in the previous part of the video, we have solved exercise 4.3 up to question number 9. And I told you two questions for you as a homework. And I also told you out of two questions, I will explain only one and one is for you. Okay? So question number 10 is similar question like question number 8. Okay, in question number 10 there are two trains, one is special train and one is express train, and they have to cover 132 kilometer, and express train takes 1 hour less than the special train. So you have to find the speed of the both the trains. Okay, so this question is same as question number 8. Whatever concept I have applied in question number 8, same will apply in question number 10 also. Okay, so this question I will not tell you, I will tell you question number 11. Okay, so it is the last question of exercise 4.3. Okay, so what is the question? Sum of the area of two squares is 468. Okay, if the difference of their perimeter is 24, find the sides of two squares. Okay, I am repeating the question again. I can write the question because it is a small question, so I can write. In the question it is given that sum of areas of two squares is 468 meter square if the difference of their perimeter is 24, find the sides of two square. Find the sides of two square. Okay, so this is the question. There are two square and the sum of area of two square is 468, and if the difference of their perimeter is 24 meter, find the side of two square. So because there is two squares, so we have to assume two sides for each square. Okay, one side for each square. So what we will assume, let side of first square, the side of first square, suppose it is x meter, x, and side of second square, suppose it is y. Okay, suppose it is a square, it is sides of two squares. Side of first square is x and side of second square is y. Now sum of area of two square is 468. We all know that the area of the square is side square. So according to the question, the sum of the area of two square means area of first square plus area of second square is equal to 468. So area of first square will be x square because the side of the first square is x. Okay, and and area of the second square will be y square because side of the second square is y. So x square plus y square is given that 468. Suppose it is equation number 1. Okay, I think it is clear. Because side of first square was x, so its area should be x square, and side of second square is y, so its area will be y square because the area of the square is side square. So it is our equation number first. If the difference of their perimeter is 24, find the side of two square. Now the difference of their perimeter is given. Now if the difference is given, it means that one square will be larger and one square will be smaller. So what I will assume, I am assuming that first square is larger, and if first square is larger, then its side will also larger. So we can say, suppose x is greater than y. If the side of first square is greater than the side of second square, then their perimeter of first square will also be greater than the perimeter of second square. So what is the perimeter of square? We all know that perimeter of square is 4 into side. So according to the question, the difference of their perimeter. Okay, so what I will write, perimeter of first square, perimeter of first square minus perimeter of second square, perimeter of second square is equal to 24. It is given in the question. Okay, perimeter of first square and perimeter of second square. Why I have subtracted second from first? Because first square was larger, that's why its perimeter will also be larger. So perimeter of first square minus perimeter of second square. I have assumed it. Okay, you can also assume, like you can assume that side of the second square is larger. It's your wish which square you want to larger. Okay, because I want ki first square is larger, so if first square is larger, then its side will also be larger. So now what will be the perimeter of first square? We all know that perimeter of square is 4 into side. So 4 into side of first square is x minus 4 into y, which is equal to 24. Now it will come 4x minus 4y equal to 24. Now you can take 4 as a common. So when you will take 4 as a common, in bracket it will come x minus y equal to 24. Now divide it. So x minus y equal to 24 by 4. So x minus y equal to 6. So suppose x equal to 6 plus y. It is equation number 2. So because we want quadratic equation, so out of these two equations, we can calculate the value of one variable in terms of value of other variable from any equation, and we put in the second equation. So from second equation, we got the value of x now. From second equation, the value of x comes 6 plus y. So this value of x, we can put it our equation number 1. When we will put it, we will form a quadratic equation. So now I am writing here, put the value of x, from equation number 2 in इक्वेशन नंबर 1. इक्वेशन 2 से x की वैल्यू हमें इक्वेशन 1 में पुट करनी है. तो इक्वेशन 1 वाज x स्क्वायर प्लस y स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 468. नाउ पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ x हियर. सो इट विल कम 6 प्लस y स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 468. नाउ ओपन इट इन द फॉर्मूला ऑफ a प्लस b स्क्वायर. सो इट विल कम 36 प्लस y स्क्वायर प्लस 12y, a square plus b square plus 2ab plus y square equal to 468. Now y square will become 2y square plus 12y and plus 36, and when it will transfer from this side to this side, it will come minus 468 equal to 0. Now students see, it will become 2y square plus 12y. Now 468 minus 468 and plus 36, it will come minus 432 equal to 0. So this quadratic equation we made with the help of equation 1 and equation 2. Now we have to factorize it. So before factorizing, we will see there is anything common in this term or not. So 2 is common. So we can take 2 as a common. So when we will take 2 as a common, in bracket y square plus 6y minus 216 will come equal to 0. Now when 2 will divide from this side to this side, it will become 0 only, because 0 divided by any number is equal to 0. So it will come y square plus 6y minus 216 is equal to 0 by 2. So it will become 0. So y square plus 6y minus 216 equal to 0. This quadratic equation we have made. Okay. Now we can solve it by the factorization method, or completing the square method, or quadratic formula method. So I am doing it with the help of factorization method. So what is the factorization method? Whatever is the coefficient of y square, that should be multiplied to last term. So 1 will into 216 will come 216. Now we will see the sign of the last term. The last term is negative. So whatever two factor we will take of 216, when we will subtract them, it should come equal to 6, middle term. So I think 18 and 12. 18 and 12. Okay. So two factor will be 18 and 12. So I can write y square plus 18y minus 12y minus 216 equal to 0. Now we have to take common. So we will make two pair. First pair is this, second pair is this. So from first pair I can take y common. So in bracket it will come y plus 18. Now from the second pair I will take, because first sign is negative, so minus, and between these two 12 will come common. So y plus 18 equal to 0. Now what we will get? Y plus 18 and y minus 12 equal to 0. Now we will equate these two factors separately equal to 0. So when y plus 18 equal to 0, we will get y equal to minus 18. Now what was y? Y was the side of the second square, and we all know that side cannot be negative, so this value we will not take. Now move to the second factor, that is y minus 12 equal to 0. So from here we can write y equal to 12. Yes, it can be possible. So the value of y is how much? 12. So what was the equation number 2, student? From equation number 2 was x equal to 6 plus y. X equal to 6 plus y. So when we will put the value of y in this equation, we will get 6 plus 12. So x equal to 18. Now x was the side of first square and y was the side of second square. And by seeing this value, we can say na x was larger. I have assumed x is greater than y. And after solving, I also get the same thing. It means our answer is correct. Hence, side of first square was x, that is 18 meter, and side of second square is equal to y, and that is 12 meter. So that is your answer. Note down it. So by this way you can solve these type of questions. Okay. So by solving this question, we have finished. Actually, from all the questions, from out of 11 questions, I have solved at least 8 or 9 questions I have solved, and only 2 questions is for you. So that much question you can do by yourself. Okay, you have to do by yourself. So after solving this question, we have finished our exercise 4.3. Now the last part of the chapter we are going to start, that is nature of the roots. Okay, which we will discuss in the next exercise, that is 4.4, and that is also the last exercise of this chapter. So now student, write the new heading, which is nature of roots. How we can identify the nature of roots of quadratic equations. So heading is nature of roots of quadratic equation. Okay, nature of roots of quadratic equation. It is very important, student. Nature of roots of quadratic equation means what type of roots can a quadratic equation have. Okay, what type of roots can a quadratic equation have means we have to tell their property, what is their nature. Okay, so this is the last part of our chapter, and it is very easy. Now how we can identify the nature of roots. So nature of the roots can be identified with the help of determinant. Now student, we know now, first you will write nature of root, nature of roots can be identified with the help of discriminant, okay, which was D. Now I told you about D now. When I was telling Sridharacharya formula, I told you what was D. Okay. So actually it is known as discriminant. If I have written determinant, then you can correct it. Actually D means discriminant. And nature of the roots can be identified with the help of discriminant only. So we know that now. What is our quadratic equation? We know that any quadratic equation can be expressed as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. And in this, what is discriminant? Discriminant is discriminant, that is D is equal to how much? B square minus 4ac, or D equal to B square minus 4ac. This is the value of the discriminant, which can be calculated by the formula B square minus 4ac. And B, A and C is nothing but the coefficient of B, A and C are the real numbers. I told you when I taught the general form of quadratic equations. Okay. So first line I have told you, nature of the roots can be identified with the help of discriminant, and we all know that general form of quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now we know that discriminant is equal to how much? B square minus 4ac, or D equal to B square minus 4ac. So first you will write this thing. You can note down these things. Okay. After that, we have to take, when we have calculated D, first step is that whatever quadratic equations will be given, you will find out their discriminant. So discriminant can be calculated by this formula. So we can calculate D is equal to B square minus 4ac. Now there are three cases to identify the nature of the roots. Okay. So I will divide this board into 3 columns. Okay, 3 columns. So first column is this, second column is this, and third column is this. So we will take 3 cases. Case 1, case 2, and case 3. Okay. Now after calculating the value of discriminant, that is D, so we will take 3 cases. First case is what? First case is that when D is greater than 0. D is greater than 0. So in this case, the nature of the roots will be, the roots of quadratic equation, the roots of quadratic equations are real and distinct. When D, the value of D is greater than 0, we can calculate the value of D. When D will be greater than 0, so in this case, roots, we know that in quadratic equation 2 roots are there. So both roots are real and distinct. Distinct मतलब different, means एक दूसरे से अलग अलग होंगे, दोनों रियल होंगे और एक दूसरे से अलग अलग होंगे. Okay, so in this case roots of quadratic equations are real and distinct. Roots means both roots, because it is plural, so in this both roots can come. Okay, so we can say when the value of d is greater than 0, the nature of the roots will be real and distinct. Distinct means different. The value of both the roots will be different to each other and both will be real. So this is our first case. Second case, when d equal to 0. So in this case, both roots of quadratic equations are real and equal. Okay, so the value of d, when the value of d is equal to 0, both roots of the quadratic, both roots means there are two roots, so both roots are real and both will be equal, means the value of both the roots will be equal. So this is our second case. And the third case is that when d equal to 0, when d less than 0. Three cases. First case is when d is greater than 0. Second case when d is equal to 0. Third case when d is less than 0, means when d is negative. Less than 0 means in bracket I can write the value of d is negative. The value of d is negative. Greater than 0 means the value of d is positive. Equal to 0 means the value of d is equal to 0. Okay. So when d less than 0 means the value of d is negative. So in this case, both roots are not real. Both roots are not real, and this type of roots are imaginary. This type of roots are imaginary. Okay, so these are the three cases how to check the nature of the roots. In first case, when d is greater than 0 means the value of d is positive. When the value of d is positive, both roots are real and distinct, means they will be real and the value of both the roots will be distinct, means different. Second case, when the d equal to 0, both roots will be real and both roots will be equal also. Okay, both value will be same. And third case, when d is less than 0 means the value of d is negative. So in this case, we will not get any real roots. In this case, we will get imaginary roots. So if you will remember these three cases, you can easily solve this type of question. Okay, means question based on nature of roots. Okay, if somebody asks you in how many cases nature of roots are real, so out of three cases we can see now in first and second case in both the cases roots are real, but in the last case roots are imaginary. And when it will happen? When the value of d is less than 0. Okay, so note down these things. D value you already know, b square minus 4ac. D is known as discriminant of quadratic equation. Okay, so I hope you have understood. So as a note, quick review of all the three cases. So when you will write nature of roots, suppose you have to write like this in short formula, nature of roots. So you will write like this. First case, when d is greater than 0, roots will be both roots will be real and distinct. Distinct is also known as different, and it is also known as unequal, means the value of both the roots will not be same. Second case, when d equal to 0, both roots will be real and equal. Here is unequal, here is equal. And third case, when d is less than 0, both roots are not real. Are not real. Means they are imaginary. Not real means in bracket you can write imaginary. Okay? So by this way you can identify the nature of the roots. The value of d you already know. D can be calculated by b square minus 4 ac. So let's start, student. I hope you have understood the nature of roots. So let's start exercise 4.4, question number 1. Exercise 4.4, question number 1. Exercise 4.4, question number 1. So what is question number 1? Find the nature of roots. Find the nature of roots. Find the nature of roots of the following equations. Okay, if the real roots exist, find them. Okay, so real root, I told you the nature of the roots. So real root exists in two cases, when the d is greater than 0 and when the d is equal to 0. So when they will exist, you have to find the roots also. Okay, so first question, one question I can solve. So first question is 2x square minus 3x plus 5 equal to 0. So first you have to check what are the nature of roots. So for nature of roots, we have to calculate the value of d, that is known as discriminant. So first you will compare this equation, compare with general form of quadratic equation, Okay, so what is general form, student? General form is known as ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So after comparing this equation with that, we can say the value of a is equal to 2, the value of b equal to minus 3, the value of c equal to 5. Now, because we have to first identify the nature of roots, so nature of roots can be calculated with the help of discriminant. So we will find out d. We know d equal to b square minus 4ac. So first calculate d. So d can be calculated by putting the values of a, b and c. So value of b is minus 3 square, value of a is 2 and value of c is 5. So c, minus 3 square, that is 9, minus 4 2s are 8, 8 5s are 40. So I will get minus 30. Sorry, I will get minus 31. Okay. Okay. So after solving, we got the value of d, and the value of d is minus 31. Minus 31 is negative number, and we know that negative number is always less than 0. So we can say, because the value of d is less than 0, no? Because the value of d is negative, and if d is negative, it means that it is less than 0. So if d is less than 0, what will be the nature? Roots are not real. Roots are not real. Now we will not solve further. Why? Because questions say if the real root exists, and in this case we are not getting real roots, we are getting not real roots. Okay, means we are getting imaginary roots. So if we are getting imaginary roots, then we don't have to find the roots of the equations. Okay, so by this way you have to solve this type of question. Okay, I will not solve further because the value of d comes negative. Okay, so you have to stop your calculation up to here only. roots are not real, it means that roots not exist. You can also write real root don't exist. Real root don't exist, because if they are not real, it means they are not existing. There are not any type of real roots. Okay. Now, one more question I can solve for you. Question number second. Part second of question number first. Now, question number second is 3x square minus 4 root 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Now, students, see. Again, we have to identify the nature of roots. So, when we will compare this equation with the general form, the value of a will come 3. I am writing directly, okay? You can do by that method only. So, the value of a will come 3, the value of b will come minus 4 root 3, and the value of c will come 4. And this comes by comparing with general form. By comparing with general form of quadratic equations, okay? Somebody will ask me, why sir you have written directly? Because in all questions we are doing the same mistake, that's why I have written directly. The value of a will come 3, the value of b is minus 4 root 3, the value of c is 4. Now, calculate d. So, d is equal to what? For finding the nature of the roots, we have to calculate the d. So, d equal to b square minus 4ac. Now, put the value of b. b is minus 4 root 3 square into 4 into. The value of a is 3 and the value of c is 4. Now, minus 4 root 3 ka square. Minus ka square will be plus, 4 square will be 16, and 16 into root 3 ka square 3. So, it will come 48. You can solve it. 4 ka square 16, root 3 ka square 3, 16 into 3 48. Minus 12, 4 into 3 12, 4 the 12, 4 into 3 12, and 12 into 4 48. So, 48 minus 48 is 0. And because d is equal to 0, so when d is equal to 0, what is the condition? Roots are real and equal. Roots are real and equal. Okay. So by doing that, we have solved that the nature of roots will be real and both will be equal. So now in this case, roots are real, na? In this case, roots are real. So we have to find the value of the roots. So we have to solve the quadratic equation. So quadratic equation is 3x square minus 4 root 3 plus 4 root 3x plus 4 equal to 0 is equal to 0. Now I am solving it with the help of Sridharacharya method. So by quadratic formula I can solve them because it is easy to solve. Whenever you see root type of question, you directly apply quadratic formula, because in factorization it is little bit difficult. Okay. So here I am applying quadratic formula method. So by I told you na, by solving quadratic equation you can use any method. So it's your wish. You want to use factorization, then you can use it. If you want to use quadratic, then I can use it. Because I always see which question can be solved by which method. Which method is suitable for our question. Okay. So according to that you apply the question formula. Okay. So by quadratic formula, what is the quadratic formula? X equal to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now student, the value of b square minus 4ac we have already calculated, which is also known as d and which is equal to 0. So now put all the remaining values. So the here is minus and the value of b is minus 4 root 3. So minus 4 root 3 plus minus under root, this value we have calculated here. So it is 0 upon 2 into root 3. Sorry, 2 into 3. Now, how it comes 0? Because we have already solved b square minus 4ac. which value comes 0. That's why I put 0. So under root of 0 will be 0 only. So x is equal to minus minus plus 4 root 3 upon 6. Now you can solve it. So it will come 2 by 3 root 3. So now student, you got the value of x now, and the value of x come 2 by 3 root 3. And because from here we are only getting one value now, it shows that both the roots are real also and both are equal also. So what will be the value? Roots are 2 root 3 upon 3 and 2 root 3 upon 3. Or you can write like this also, x equal to 2 root 3 upon 3 comma 2 root 3 upon 3. Because when we have calculated the nature of the roots, we find that both are real and both are equal because d came 0. Okay, so the value of both the x will be same, that is 2 root 3 upon 3 and 2 root 3 upon 3. So that will be your roots. So by this way student, you can solve this type of question. First you have to find the nature, and if they are real, you have to find the roots. So first there was not real roots, so we have stopped in the calculation. After that we have solved, so we got the real roots and both are equal. So the value of the roots I have calculated by the help of quadratic formula. When I applied that, I got 2 by 3 root 3, because one value we got 2 by 3, because after solving we got only one value now. So it shows that we have two equal roots. So the two values of x will be 2 root 3 by 3 and 2 root 3 by 3, because both are equal. Okay, so I think you can solve this type of question. Now student, one part is left in question number 1, that you can solve by yourself. Okay, that you can solve by yourself. So 4 questions are left student, which we will discuss in the next part of the video. I hope you have understood the nature of the roots. Okay, so go through all the topics, whatever conditions are there, read it, understand them and apply to the question for solving. Okay, so only 4 questions are left, which we will discuss in the next part of the video. So till then, have a nice day. Take care student. Thank you.